Hello, this is Lori and Angela, and we're back. And we're very excited today to tell you why the inner circle for perimenopause and menopause. You heard our story, our menopause story, and now we're going to tell you why we have made this beautiful container for women who are going through perimenopause and menopause. And Angela, what made you curious about menopause and your body during this? What was going on with you, like you told in your story?
Yeah. You know, um, this is sort of where our story split because you had the support of your mother during, you saw her journey and it inspired you and helped you prepare for it.
Hmm.
I grew up in a household where neither my grandmother or my mother ever talked about anything that had to do with our bodies. Like no explanation about periods, no talking about PMS, no, definitely not talking about menopause. And I watched my mother just kind of what I thought was just be crazy for a while and
Hmm.
do really crazy things. And so I didn't know what that she was going through menopause, but she was definitely having some hormonal fluctuations that affected her mood. And for me, what was important in what's been a 10-year stretch now for me, helping women support in menopause with my first book, Aromatherapy for Menopause Success. And in that book, there were 100 recipes for helping women get through menopause. And it was a good resource for me as I was becoming an aromatherapist and going through menopause at the same time. I kind of was my own experiment
No, and
doing that,
that's
which
one
was
of the
good.
great teachers, right?
Right. But I
Very.
think women are really yearning for the ability to finally understand what's happening to their bodies. Why am I getting this middle spread here that I can't change with diet and exercise? Why is my brain foggy? These are the answers that women want to have. And they're not necessarily running off to the doctor right away to find those answers because they're wanting more natural solutions.
Mhm.
And I commend those kind of women who want to do that. So, yeah, I think that understanding what's happening with your body uh, from women who've already been through it, I think that's a big.
Yes, and you and I both have this experience, and it's like being in a wise woman's group, the inner circle,
Yeah.
where you're getting, science-based education without confusing medical jargon. I mean, that's the thing is you can go to your doctor and you're going to get a 15-minute appointment, and they're going to rush you through it and say, oh, take estrogen, progesterone, do this, do that. However, it's not really explained to you because it's not really explained to them.
Mhm.
And this is where the inner circle is so great for that, is we're giving you the natural approach to support your hormones and your nervous system and your sleep and your energy. uh, this is why it's so important. And because you and I both are aromatherapists and we both have an herbal background is the basis of our work, along with we're both reflexologists. And so we treat the feet and we see, that's the great thing about Angela and I is we see people who are going through perimenopause and menopause, and we're looking at their feet and we know how things are changing. So, when you're in the inner circle, we can explain to you these things that are going on in your body. And then we are going to give you the tools to help you get better. It's not to overcome menopause and perimenopause. That's not the for me, our group is not that. It's we're on a journey together as you are going through this cycle of your life. It's not
Right.
to stop it from happening. It's to get through it and find the joyful part of it, right?
Mhm.
As we were talking about the emotional side of it, because some people really think some women think they're really going crazy.
Oh, I did. I definitely did. I thought, okay, now I need to go get a psych evaluation because I think I'm either bipolar or manic or, something awful is going on in my brain. I've had
Mhm.
clients come in and said, I requested an MRI from my doctor because I've had so much brain fog. I think something's wrong with my brain. I said, it's okay, honey. You're just in perimenopause. Let's work through that. We'll do
Yeah.
some acupoints and some essential oils, and you'll have a nice reflexology session, and we'll get that cortisol to start managing better. And it's just amazing. I got a note today on Facebook from a client who's going through perimenopause, and she was going to go walk the Camino Trail. And she sent me a note and she said, I want to thank you so much because I know that I wouldn't have gotten this far on the trail this week without coming for some reflexology and some help with my perimenopause. And
Oh,
I was just so grateful, like that she took the time, first of all, to just, send me a little note, and that she's having a great time and she doesn't have any pain in her feet right now. And she's not having hot flashes along the way. So,
yes. That's what's so important. I remember one time I was teaching a class and there was a woman who came to the class because she was having hot flashes. And so so she started having a hot flash, and I passed around the geranium, and she took one sniff of the geranium. Now, this isn't going to happen for everybody, but for her, it did. And she never had a hot flash after that. And, so sometimes some people, it's just like that. Others, it's different. Our
mhm,
bodies are all different. We're not saying that it's a quick fix type of a thing. And the other thing is, you can see all the posts you want to see on any kind of social media, but you need to be with people who have experienced themselves and who know what they're doing.
right.
And I think this is why the inner circle for perimenopause and menopause is such a great place to be,
It
because
is. It's supporting one another. It's celebrating the little victories like that geranium experience or that Camino Trail experience. And also being there to sit with and see you and hear you when you're having difficulties.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
And some of the biggest things with perimenopause and menopause is sleep. Number one, the hot flashes, the night sweats, and we can help you with those things. That's why this program is so great. You can start sleeping better. You'll have better moods. You also won't have to have an MRI to see if your brain is foggier.
That's right. And
You
we're going
can
to give
be
you some daily practices that you can start putting into place right away. And the workbooks that we've created and presentations, those are all available to you in the course portal. It's so much goodness that we're sharing. Yeah.
And you can ask us questions anytime because we also have a wonderful group chat. So we're so happy to share with you why the inner circle for perimenopause and menopause is so important. And our third video is going to be on what is the inner circle. So stay tuned. Don't forget your essentials. Bye bye. Au revoir.